topic. There comes an important one more topic called as power of accommodation, and most commonly asked in the examination. What is power of accommodation? So I'll tell you all the English meaning of this heading, that is accommodation. Accommodation means suppose if you are going to someplace else, you need to accommodate yourself, which means you need a place to stay where you need to be comfortable. So that is power of accommodation. Now what is power of accommodation? You see, if I need to see a farer object, my eyes automatically can see into the farer object, and when I want to see the closer object, you can see that the closer object is clear, whereas the other object which you want to see is not much clear. That means there is change in the focus, correct or not? The eye lens is automatically getting focused to the farer and nearer. Focal length of the eye lens is continuously changing based on what you want to see, whether you want to see the farer object or the nearer object. So this change in the focal length of eye lens is called as power of accommodation, and for that ciliary muscles is the main part which you need to know. So ciliary muscles is the one which is changing, it's increasing or decreasing the thickness of the eye lens. So that itself is giving the power of accommodation. So power of accommodation is nothing but ability of an eye to focus into different zones, maybe in the farther direction or into the lower direction. So you can see the definition clearly in your textbook. They have mentioned different way maybe. So go through that and understand it clearly. I will tell a simple sentence for that. That is, ability of lens to increase or decrease its focal length based on the visibility is called as power of accommodation. Okay, so that is the special feature of our eye, which is automatically done by a ciliary muscles. Even if you are do you want or not, you can see the farther objects or nearer objects clearly based on the power of accommodation. So then next comes a defect in the eye. So one of the defects, such as which you might have commonly heard in the old age people, as the people grow older. So what happens in their eye is this vitreous humor is present. No? I've told you all, the liquidish substance present. That is always transparent in a healthy eye. What happens as the people get older and older, it becomes whitish or cloudy. So it becomes whitish, that vitreous humor becomes a little whitish in that place. So that is nothing but called as a cataract, and that cataract is extra growth also, I can tell, in the eye, which the image becomes cloudy, image becomes whitish. The person with the cataract will not be able to see the objects clearly. So that is a defect, and that can be done removed or cleared with the help of a cataract surgery. Okay, it's a very common thing, and most of the people have that cataract surgery, very common, and it is not dangerous at all. Okay, so this same thing, the similar kind of a thing, there is another defect called as glaucoma. So this usually occurs in diabetic patients. So what happens is this vitreous humor, as I told you, it becomes cloudy or milky, that is whitish in base, and this becomes a very thick gel. What happens? The light will not enter into the retina. So that particular defect is called as glaucoma. And you know what happens when the light is not entered into the retina? The objects will not be seen. And yeah, glaucoma has no cure. Cataract can be done, cleared or treated with the surgery, but glaucoma has no cure. So which means diabetic patients should be very careful when it comes to the eye concept. So diabetes should be maintained, the sugar levels in the body should be maintained properly so that the glaucoma is avoided. And glaucoma is nothing but a defect which permanently disables the person to see the objects. His vision will be completely lost because of glaucoma. When in cataract, it is just not very clear. The objects are just blur or in whitish in everything, whatever you see. Okay, so understand these things. And next, let us go to the defects of vision and their correction. So in these defects of vision and their correction, the first defect, these kind of defects are very common in any people, like whether it is old or young or anyone. So you can see a lot of people wearing glasses, even me. So this particular thing is nothing but the understanding of what are the defects, what you will do. The first one defect I am going to teach you all is about the myopia. So the myopia is nothing but nearsightedness. Myopia is nothing but the nearsightedness. So the first thing which I am going to teach you all about is the myopia. So the myopia here is nothing but the nearsightedness. Okay, so myopia is nothing but nearsightedness, which means that person can see which is nearer. He can see only the things which is near to him or closer to him, but he cannot see the things which is farther to him. In general, if I tell a normal person who is having no defects at all, a healthy eye, his near point or clearly visible point is nothing but 25 centimeter from the eye. Okay, this image I can see very clear, somewhere around 25 centimeter from the eye. If I bring it even more closer, I will not be able to see the object clearly. So you feel very pain in the eye and all that. You can see that, you can do that and see. Up till where you can see the objects clearly, nearly, that point is called as near point. It is usually 25 centimeter from the eye for a normal person. And there is something also called as far point to the eye. When you take this object really far from your eyes, how much far? Till how many far? How much far you can see? Till 100 meters, 200 meters? Yeah, you can see. And also a normal eye can see it even till the infinity. Till means like anything, 1 kilometer. You can see the object even farther. Okay, but the person with the defect called as a myopia or nearsightedness, he will be able to see only up till a certain distance, and after that he will just see a blurred image. It is the common most defect, and this is the same thing which I have, that is myopia. I can only see the nearer objects, like which is closer to me, whereas the farther objects, if I take the glass off, I will not be able to see. So that is the defect in our eye. So that is called as nearsightedness or myopia. So now what happens actually in a myopic eye? So suppose the object is somewhere far, okay, somewhere far over here. The light is entering from the object. Light is entering from the object. This is not the object, okay. Object is somewhere very far. It is at the infinity. And from there, the light rays will enter and fall on the lens, and the lens will converge the light rays. So when the lens converges the light rays, it will fall much in front of the retina. Actually, what should have happened? The light rays should be converged and made to fall on the retina. So this is the retina portion, this portion. But the light ray is converging and image is forming much more in front of the retina, not on the retina. Correct, no? So that's the reason the person is not able to see the image clearly, because the image is formed in front of the retina. It is not formed on the retina. So that is the understanding of this myopic eye. So this is the defect of a person who is not able to see the far object. That is myopic eye. Now how can I correct it? So the correction is very simple. I will take a concave lens and place it in front of his eyes. Okay, concave lens. You know what concave lens does? It diverges the light rays, and then so what happens is the light rays will come from far and it falls on a concave lens. The light ray will be diverged. After diverging, it fall on the convex lens present inside our eyes. Then it converges itself. We'll make sure the concave lens has a certain power, such that it diverges to up to certain extent, so that after converging, the light rays will converge and fall on the retina, so that the image is formed on the retina, not in front of the retina. Okay, so use of a concave mirror, concave lens will help someone to correct the vision of myopic eye. Okay, so this is the same thing. This is nothing but a concave lens which I am using. The light ray will fall through this one, and then it will get diverged, and then again it will fall on my eyes, lens of my eyes, and then it will converge and form the image on my retina. A clear image will be formed in the retina, to understand that. So this is the myopia and its correction. So correction is done using a concave lens, and it is usually occurred in anyone, like even it can be sometimes birth defect also, or it can be genetical disorder also, or also I can see in many of the students or many people who we have seen watching too much of TV, phone, and reading too much of books also, it can have a problem with that. So these are the things about myopic eye. So the next thing which you need to know about is hypometropia. It's just the reverse of this one, that is also called as farsightedness. Farsightedness is nothing but the person can see far objects clearly, but he cannot see the nearer objects clearly. Simple as that. So if the person can see far objects clearly, but he cannot see the near things that not clearly, that is nothing but hypometropia. And for this type of a person who is having hypometropia, the nearer point is not 25 centimeters, but it might be more than 25 centimeters, somewhere around 100 centimeters or 50 centimeters, something like that. For a normal person, 25 centimeter is the nearer point. That is, if I keep the object at 25 centimeter, I can see. But for the person with hypometropia, if I keep the object at 25 centimeters, still it will not be clear for him. That is because he is not able to see the nearer objects clearly. And what happens in this case is, if the object is closer, this is usually the nearer point for that hypometropic person. Suppose this is some 100 centimeter and this is 25 centimeter. This is normal portion. When I keep the object nearer at a near point of a normal person, that is 25 centimeter, to the hypometropic eye, so what happens is light rays will travel from that object and fall on the lens and gets converged. In this case, instead of falling on the retina, the light rays converging on the retina, they will be converged and made to fall much behind the retina. So that is the reverse of what had happened in the myopic eye. So image was formed behind the retina rather than on the retina. So that is nothing but a hypometropic eye, and to correct that, I will simply take a convex lens. Instead of taking concave, I will take a convex lens. What that will do is, that will converge it even before entering into the eye lens. It will converge it already, and once again when it falls on the eye lens, it will be converged once again, so that the converged lens or converged light fall on the retina clearly, so that the image is formed on the retina and the person is able to see the clear image of a nearer object as well. So that is how hypometropia work, and that is the hypometropic. Even this can be a genetic disorder also, or by birth also some people will have it. Okay, so these are the two types of defects which you have read about or understood. The third defect which you need to know is about presbyopia. There is no diagram as such. It is nothing but the combination of hypometropia and myopia. So combination, when I tell, this person will not be able to see the nearer objects also, and will not be able to see the farer object also. Listen carefully. I don't mean that this person is not at all able to see. He will be able to see within a certain range. Suppose maybe from 100 centimeter to another 100 meter. That's it. So he cannot see the ones which is very close to him also. He will not be able to see the object which is very far from him also. So this type of combination of defects is called as presbyopia. So this usually occurs mainly because of decrease in the power of accommodation. I've told you all what is power of accommodation. It is nothing but our ability of an eye to see the farer and nearer objects together. That is, if I can focus my eye lens clearly. This, what happens is, the loss of power of accommodation, that lens. So we are talking about presbyopia right now. So it usually occurs by as we grow older and older. What happens is our eye lens loses its capacity to change its focal length based on, like, if you want to see closer and farther, as I've told you in the power of accommodation, our eyes has this capability of focusing itself into farther distance or nearer by distance, and that is called as power of accommodation, and that thing gets reduced as we grow older and older. Because of that, we will not be able to see the nearer object which is very closer, or not the farther object which is very farther. But still, in between whatever those range is, it depends upon person to person how much amount of presbyopia defect he has. So that range will vary from person to person, and that much he'll be able to see. He will not be able to see much closer or not much farther. Okay, so this type of a defect is decreasing the power of accommodation. So weakening of one more reason is weakening of ciliary muscles. So ciliary muscles is these muscles which is holding the lens together, which helps in the contracting and expanding of lens, and that will become weaker. They'll become weak. So what happens is, when they become weaker, automatically they won't be able to change the focal length of the lens. So automatically the lens will not be able to focus farther or not nearer objects. So that is the main problem for presbyopia. And also another reason is decrease in the flexibility of lens. The lens will not be able to expand and contract. Like, it becomes a little harder. So lens becomes more like a rigid thing which will not be able to expand and contract that easily. So that is the reason for presbyopia. And what we can do in order to overcome this presbyopia is I can use a bifocal lens. So bifocal lens is nothing but a lens which contains both convex and concave lens present in that. As you have seen, we need concave lens in order to cure, in order to correct the myopia defect. I need convex lens in order to correct the hypometropia defect. So presbyopia is nothing but the combination of these two. So I will be using both the lenses, but how will I use it? That is the thing. So you must have seen in many of the old-aged people's spectacles. So they have a small curve in the below. Correct or not? Here, right here in the below of their glasses, they have a small curve right there. So that is nothing but a convex lens. The outermost portion, the bigger portion, is nothing but the concave lens, which helps them to see the farer objects clearly. Concave lens, and a small curve in below of that glass, it is convex lens, which will help them to see the nearer objects clearly. So that is the thing which we will be learning about, the bifocal lenses. Convex lens and concave lens both will be used in the help of correcting this particular defect. Okay. So please understand these corrections clearly and draw the diagrams very neatly. And under each diagram, I want you all to explain each and every defect clearly and what are the reasons, what can be corrected, and every detail in point wise clearly. Under each diagram you explain what is that diagram and how can it be corrected. Okay, then after that go through this everything in the textbook also. Any points if I have missed, please recall that and let me know if you didn't understand anything. Okay, so please prepare a proper notes based on these topics and let me know if you have any more doubts.